this is Christine with Coco Daisy, and today I'm going to share with you some ideas on how to use the stamp sets that were part of our March kit, our March collection, the Treetop Canopy collection. We created that collection in collaboration with Lanús Pots. She created these adorable drawings of these little critters for us. There's some sloths, a toucan, the llamas, the little tree frogs, and the monkeys, and then there was a whole bunch of other items that were, other critters that were in the collection as well. This stamp set, because it's a larger one, this was not included in any of the kits. This is a separate one listed for sale, and we do still have some of these in the store. This border stamp set was part of the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit. And we do have some of the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kits in stock yet. This one was part of the Modern Memory Keeping Kit. We do not have any more of these in stock, and we have what we call a stamp sub, which usually includes both stamp sets from the two memory making kits or memory keeping kits, and that is sold out as well. So currently what you can get, if you don't already have these, what you can get are the little critters, and you can find this stamp set in the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit. So that's what is currently available at the time that I'm creating this video. So I've already stamped all these. I found that as I do these, it's easier for me to stamp them ahead of time and then just kind of go through and talk to you about it. So that's what I'm going to do. Now the one thing I did not do, now I just stamped all of the little critters in black ink. What I would do after I stamped a lot of them is actually take some colored pencils or some watercolors and go back in and color them, or even some of the brush markers, or brush pens you could color them in with. So it would be really, really fun to stamp these and then color them in. I just, as a quick way to show you, I did not do that on all of mine, but that's what I would recommend would be a fun way to use them. But one of the things I wanted to mention is there is a branch in here. And the reason we did that is so that you could layer like the sleeping sloth, the monkeys. You could even do the toucan on there. But one of the things that, if you'll notice, and I left this one this way to show you, if you try and layer them and stamp them right over top, you'll see a little bit of the one image laying on top of the other. It's not a big deal if it doesn't bother you, that's totally fine. But I wanted to talk about a way that you can keep that from happening. So what I did is I stamped, like for instance, so I have my little sloth here. Normally you would see the branch lay across him if I tried to stamp those together. What I did is I stamped him on a piece of scrap paper and I cut it out. And then what I did is I went ahead and I stamped the sloth, then I laid my scrap one over top, and then I stamped the branch over top of that. So then when you peel it up, you can see it looks like he is laying right over the branch. So you lose that line going through. So it totally meshes the two of them really, really well. So that is the little trick of how you do that. So I would have done the same thing here. I would have stamped the monkey on a scrap piece of paper, cut him out, stamped him, laid the scrap down of him, and then stamped the branch over top. So that's my little trick on how you can layer those without it showing through. So you can see here I did the two little monkeys with the branch and added the little Every Day is a New Beginning stamp, and that's from the Modern Memory Keeping Kit stamp set. I did the same thing here with the taking naps. Sounds so childish. I prefer to call them horizontal life pauses. I thought that was really cute with that. And then you can see what I did is I just stamped a number of the little critters, and then I added some of those sayings. It was real fun to just try and add some of those. They go really well. He's got his little coffee cup and he's got his little book. So you can add those in. This one I added the little llama, and I put the little monkey on his back. Thought that was cute. And then the oh cool, okay, yay, added that with the toucan. With this one, I added it, and then I stamped this little leaf along the edge of it. And then the border stamp is, I didn't do a lot of examples of the border stamp because basically you can just use it along the edge. You can see here, you could use it along the edge of your page. You could use it as I did on my layout here, just with my journaling. It's just a nice little accent that you can do, and you can layer more than one of them together. You can layer it with a title or a saying or a quote. It works really, really well for that. You could even run it off the edge of a page. The other thing that I did, and I saw one of our, and forgive me, I don't recall who posted it, but on our Facebook group, I think it was someone from our design team had shown how what they did is they stamped a bunch of, this is such a great way of using this, they stamped a bunch of the borders in different colors, and then they just took a circle punch and punched it out, and now you've got a great fun little die cut. And you can do that with any sort of shape. You could do it a hexagon, you could do it a square. You could create an entire background by just repeating those layers of borders down an entire page. Would be a really fun way to basically make a patterned paper. And then I also did the little punch of this one. This is one of my favorite ones. It's an extra cuppa kind of day. And then that one, if I can get it with my fingernails, probably not. You can see where I stamped that one, and then I punched it out as well. So there's a number of different ways that you can use your punches to kind of also extend the life of your stamps a little bit. And then I did the little frog down here with the rest, refuel, recharge, and I used that also with him with his little book. So those are the March stamps. Like I said, the majority of it is going to be sayings that I added with the little critters. But I think that there's so much that you could do with these border stamps, just adding a tiny little accent on a page, tucked under a photo, tucked by the journaling. So that is going to be a set I think that I'm going to keep out and use all the time. And then of course we have the Modern Memory Keeping Kit one. This would be fun if you wanted to stamp it repeatedly down the edge of a page. Would be a fun way to use that one as well. And this little leaf stamp I used all over my planner. I had that just kind of falling all over my planner, and that one was a lot of fun to use. So remember, sometimes those little stamps are fun just as little accents that you can use in a lot of different places. You can see I used the little leaf stamp, so he looks like he's just kind of sitting on those there. So that is our March stamp sets. And I know that March is almost done, but as I said, these border stamps are something that you can use all the time, as well as the sayings. And obviously, if you wanted to keep being able to use your little critters, that stamp set is available as well. So I will see you with the next month.